Hi everyone, my name is Derek Butler. Welcome to my channel. I believe everyone needs a mentor in life. You see, often I grew up and I would watch stories like Star Wars, for example. You have Luke Skywalker, he loses his family, who ends up getting killed, goes and follows Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan Kenobi hands him off to his mentor Yoda, and Yoda teaches young Skywalker to become this great Jedi someday. And those movies always captured me as a kid because it showed me that the path to greatness wasn't going to be found in a book, in a lecture in a classroom, or even just going on some random journey for knowledge. It was going to the person who had mastered what you wanted in life and having them teach it to you. That's why I think this lesson on the 3 keys to having effective discipleship meetings is so important, because when you look at what you want in place in order for it to be effective, you can start to sort out the people that are not a good fit and select with precision the ones that are. So let's jump right in. The first one is hunger. The next one is honesty. And the last one is humility. Let's unpack each of these one at a time. So let's go back to hunger. Hunger is based on the verse Matthew 5:6. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. It goes on to say hunger to receive, hunger to learn, hunger to grow. Sometimes people get made fun of when they're inside of a classroom and they are the teacher's pet. They always raising their hands. They're sitting at the front of the classroom, or they're just jumping at the bit to answer the question when the question's posed. So much so that the teacher might say, not Johnny, or not Sally. Somebody else answer the question. When you have someone that you can see has innate desire to want to learn, want to grow, want to know more, it isn't something that is hard to discern, because it's so evident when you offer it to them. They're going to be either grateful or very, very proactive in taking the opportunity to be mentored by someone that's ahead of them. Moving on from hunger, I want to talk about honesty. Honesty is based off Ephesians 4:25. Honesty, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbors. Ephesians 4:25. Honesty is about your life, honest about your struggles, and honest about your victories. It's interesting to me that it lays out not only your life, your struggles, but also your victories. Why would you want to be honest about your struggles? This is not only for the mentee to be honest about, it's also for the mentor to be honest about, to model the characteristics they want their mentee to absorb. So it's about being honest about where you as a mentor missed the mark, and where you fall short, or even insecurities that you may have, and how you deal with those insecurities, so that you're not setting your mentee up for this unrealistic expectation that they're going to finally arrive and not need the tools you're going to equip them with. It's going to teach them that when they do grow and mature to a certain point, it doesn't mean they won't still have struggles and challenges. It just means they're going to have the tools and the skill sets to deal with those challenges in new ways, because you're going to equip them with them, because you imparted it to them. The last H is going to be humility. Humility is based off the verse 1 Peter 5:5. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility towards one another. It's humility to confess sin, humility to express need, and humility to obey God. I got kind of stuck right there, because the change happens in your walk with Christ at that last part. Humility to obey God. Everything that we do before are all the ingredients you need, but until you actually have a conviction out of a love relationship with God to actually obey what he says, the transformation hasn't taken place. One of the challenges in human relationships is this posturing for wanting to have a give-take relationship, or not be taking too much and not be giving too much, so you don't be taken advantage of. Because of that, we tend to not want to expose our needs, play games around our needs. But in a mentor relationship, it's just putting your needs on the table that, hey, I struggle with this, and I don't have the money for rent, or I got anger issues, I don't have a good temper, and I will get upset with my wife, my kids, or with a friend, or even with you, my mentor, because I'm working on not having a a fuse, and I need help with getting that in the check, and getting some practices in place to not just go woo got you all in check. That's an old reference, but whatever. Lastly, the humility to confess sin. Yeah, I'm gonna say what comes to my mind when I say the humility to confess sin is a number one key against deception. Humility to confess sin is the number one key to deception. That's important because you don't got gas in my belly. It's got me feeling kind of jelly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sin. This is important because it's about taking off the mask in life and walking in your authentic self. And depending on how you were raised and how you grew up, there's a lot of layers and a lot of complexity to really walking in consistently your authentic self. And that actually does take walking in an environment where you're accepted, where you're valued, where you're welcome to take it off and keep it off, and you're able to be loved, valued, and celebrated for being who you actually are, not who you think you need to be to experience the love that you're actually seeking. The three keys for a life-giving discipleship meeting are hunger, honesty, and humility. That's the first video in my Discipleship Pathways. The next video, we're going to cover how the three steps you take when you are in a discipleship meeting. So thank you for listening to me. Again, I'm Derek Butler, and I believe everyone needs a mentor in life. Isn't it time that you found yours?